Hello and welcome to the 2020 CDL season retrospective presented by Grubhub. I'll be your host, Clint Maven Evans, alongside Joe MerK DeLuca. Joe, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing absolutely fantastic. Grubhub sent us some meals that we're going to enjoy tonight,
sure
but
did.
I'm very happy about that, Maven.
So, Joe, what did you get?
I got. They have this, it's called like a 7-ingredient chicken rice bowl with some yum yum sauce.
What?
What did you get, Clint? You probably got a burrito.
Oh, you know me so well, Joe. I did go with Mexican food. I got a big old burrito, Joe. Oh my God. Look at the size of this thing. It's massive, Joe. It's as big as my entire head. But this is gonna be fun because Grubhub's incredible. You know, just all the different rewards and perks and everything they have. They are number one. Grubhub and this delicious meal aside, Joe, the reason we're here is again the retrospective on this CDL season. It all started January 2020 in Minneapolis, Minnesota. We had our 12 franchise teams, and few came in with more hype than the Atlanta FaZe.
Yeah, you had the Tiny Terrors returning in Simpanabizi, the world champions, and they brought the heat to the stage, taking down the Dallas Empire, taking down the New York Subliners. It was a great weekend for the Atlanta FaZe.
FaZe were just too strong.
Few teams might have had as many eyes on as them as teams like the Huntsmen and then the Empire as well. What did you see out of those squads to kick things off?
Well, there was a lot of hype about the Dallas Empire. You had Chicago, the rivalry right away, right? Crim's not on that team where, you know, he won so many titles with guys like Shump, guys like Formal, but he gets taken down. And then Chicago, not only do they beat Dallas, they also take on OpTic Gaming Los Angeles and smoke them. So those were some of our hypest matches that weekend.
And for the hometown favorites, the Minnesota Rokkr, what do you see from them?
They just showed that they were a competitive squad. They were going to be there all year long. And what a better way to start the year than going 2-0 in your hometown.
Thank you guys so much for everything this weekend. I love you guys. I'm trying to be a part of Minnesota. And see you at the next event.
The Minnesota Rokkr looking unstoppable.
After the first CDL home series tournament in London, which Chicago Huntsmen were able to take,
It does not get better than that.
the season shifted to Atlanta, where the Atlanta FaZe put on an absolute clinic in their hometown, Joe.
They absolutely did, and they showed why we were talking them up.
Celium is getting his knife hot and dirty.
Celium puts up an MVP performance. They are tested by the Minnesota Rokkr in a Game 5, but they showed why they were going to be one of the best teams in the world all year long.
Atlanta FaZe remain perfect. They are just so good.
And one of the big storylines at the end of last year, that EU United World Championship team, Pristini and Arcity split up.
This is the first time me and my brother have not been on a professional team together. I'm appreciating the times we play together, but it's very different.
Mutineers are the underdog in this, and Joe, what a story it was.
Four to get the W. Pristini wins the battle versus brother.
It just showed that there's more to this than just the game, didn't it?
What did this mean to you two to go up against each other today?
I don't want to go into detail, but it's an amazing feeling.
It also just showed that the Florida Mutineers were going to be a team that was so competitive throughout the year. This was their first showing in that final.
What a kid from Florida.
The Atlanta FaZe home series was a wild one, but let's move on now to Los Angeles. For the Atlanta FaZe, they were barely losing maps. They looked like titans that were untouchable.
That's ridiculous work from FaZe.
This Rokkr team comes in and pushes them to distance, able to beat them in a Game 5. It was shocking.
Rokkr, they do it. It's Rokkr with the win.
Minnesota was the one team that kept taking them to the Game 5. They just couldn't close it out, but some MVP-type performances behind GodRx showed that Rokkr was here to compete with the likes of Chicago, Dallas, and Atlanta.
A massive win for the Minnesota Rokkr, who have been doubted effectively the entire year.
At the end of the day, our team is probably one of the best in the game when we on point. We knew we could beat them, and we just did it again.
Now, for teams like Empire, this was their real chance at redemption to get the ball rolling.
Yeah, and they capture that redemption, don't they? Shotzzy, all the hate online. He shows up bigger and better than ever.
Shotzzy,
he is on point.
We're obviously better than all these other teams that we've been playing.
Empire locking it down.
So just really tighten up our gameplay, don't make any mental mistakes, and just play our game.
They're able to close this one out, and they showed that they can get it done on land.
Put your hands together for the Dallas Empire, the victors of your Los Angeles home series event.
And for the Mutineers, suddenly Pristini's out, Pharaoh's in. What the hell's going on, Joe?
Yeah, that's what we're all thinking, right? You just made a final, and now you want to go through a roster change. Pristini, he wants out. We're not exactly sure what's going on, but Florida, they don't make it out of groups. That was a big surprise.
Empire ripped the heart out of the chest of the Mutineers.
It certainly was. And while the other surprise right after that is really when this global pandemic and COVID blows up, it leads to this new online format.
We're all over the country, literally, right now. Everyone is working their literal buttocks off to try to make this work out. And so far, so good.
Well, whether it was LAN, whether it was online, the Huntsmen would again have to try and go through the Mutineers. And unfortunately for Huntsmen fans, it was the same result.
Florida Mutineers have done it.
The teamwork is just exceptional right now.
Yeah, they get over the loss of Pristini. Pharaoh shows that he's one of the best players in the world.
On a highlight reel right now.
How is it teaming with Pharaoh?
He's great, man. He brings a lot of energy, and I mean a lot of energy.
Pharaoh is on an absolute rampage right now.
He's just been a really, really important piece in our team. Absolute feeling pride.
Nice.
We're going to fast forward to the Seattle home series event. FaZe and Empire to this point have collected their second home series win, but now want to focus on some of the big roster changes that happened during the mid-season. Joe, can you talk me through them?
Yeah, well, one of the big ones, you know this name by now, and that's MerK or the New York Subliners.
MerK finds another backfight too. Oh my goodness gracious me. MerK basically doing it all himself.
The Royal Ravens bring in 0.
Already with the double kill.
There's a lot of teams where they need that one change, you know what I'm saying?
An absolute beast.
I'm glad to be back, and it's only going up from here, you know?
What a thing of perfection.
But the big one, Pristini and RCs were reunited in Chicago. The Twins go on to win Chicago's second CDL title of the season.
That band of brothers reunited. The Huntsmen get it done.
We have a really solid roster. You know, we have every single role that we need, and everyone's really good at their role and at the game. It's just been a skyrocket. It's been awesome, and I love it.
We're now going to jump to the Toronto home series event, our final home series of the year. And how could you not talk about leading into this? The red hot June for the Mutineers. They go back to back at events and dominate the competition. And then you take a look at the Subliners that came out of nowhere for their home series event.
It feels great to defend the land. You know, our organization put on a great event for us. They were supporting us so much through the rough start, so it meant a lot for us as a team. So we got to keep up the work and continue this performance to finish out the year.
I don't think anybody saw that coming, but it all leads in to this Toronto event, one of the most stacked events we had all year, and Joe, it did not disappoint.
And it was all about that number 8 seed. Paris was right there. OpTic Gaming Los Angeles was right there.
What a shot.
But who did it? It's the Toronto Ultra at their own home series, and they do it in a crazy way.
It's 1v1! It's 1v1 and Methods clutches again! He goes huge for Ultra, and they get their first home series victory! Oh, Joe!
We've just clutched up. Literally, it's been the complete opposite the whole year. And now we've secured 7th place in Winners for Champs. It's just unreal.
What a run it was. Now the stage is set, the seeds are set. It's time to talk playoffs. First, I'm going to kick it off talking about London. I don't think many people saw them getting into the top 4, but somehow the Ravens get it done.
I did not see that coming, and they do it in a tough way. They lose in winners round 1 at Toronto.
This has been a struggle for them. It continues to be a problem for London.
But then they win 3 matches in a row, and they get that sweet revenge over the Ultra 3-1, and now they have a date with Chicago in losers round 5.
And there it is. It's Ravens redemption.
Another team we did not see coming. OpTic Gaming starting bottom 4 and then making a run. Joe, what stood out for you?
Well, they start off with a crazy match going all the way to a map 5 where they need Dashy to come in. He goes big.
He's hitting the snipes. He's going massive.
But it's another game 5 against the Chicago Huntsmen. Goes all the way to a round 11.
Envoy gonna peek from outside. The challenge is gonna come in. Scuff's gotta reload. No one can finish the kill. Arcees picks up 2. 1v1. And Huntsmen win it.
They had a great run, but it gets shut down by the Huntsmen.
That was one of the most intense game 5s I've probably ever been a part of. It's the most intense series I've ever been a part of. It feels amazing. You know, I just came into today like one goal, you know, push it to the champs weekend, and we did just that. That was the biggest win of the series for us.
The other 2 teams we have in the top 4, the Atlanta FaZe.
A beast, he's able to turn, he's able to snap, and FaZe take it 6-4.
And then the Empire as well. Dallas, never say die. What a round. They're sitting comfortably in that winner's bracket final.
Empire go huge. Wow.
Obviously, whatever we're doing is succeeding. And really, that's all that matters, is succeeding each and every tournament that we play in.
Playoffs are in the books. It is now time for championship weekend. Joe, you fired up?
Maven, who doesn't love watching the best teams in the world compete for the most money we have ever seen? It is going to be legendary.
It is. I love the excitement in your voice, but we're going to get our picks in, but we need to get your picks as well. What team do you think is going to take the championship? Use the code of the team you love. You've got a chance to win Grubhub rewards, and who doesn't love Grubhub rewards? But those that watched, thank you. We are in for a thrilling championship weekend.
Oh, it's wonderful.